The adrenaline is pumping. Juan Van Zyl is on their out lap, warming up the tires and getting ready to put in a fast lap time.
It's a delicate balance between taking it easy and pushing hard. Let's see how Juan Van Zyl handles it.
Juan Van Zyl appears focused and prepared driving through Stanek. It's all about strategy in these early moments. Peter Grobler is taking their time to prepare for their qualifying run and get everything just right.
They will want to get a good gap established for their first flying lap.
Peter Grobler is driving through Castrol. This is where the mental game comes into play. Joost Haystack is taking their time to prepare for their qualifying run. Joost Haystack is looking relatively composed going through Volkswagen.
I have always loved this section of the track.
Wayne Midden is on their out lap.
Patience is key in these early moments, Carol, but I have a feeling Wayne Mitten is going to make it count.
Wayne Midden appears focused and prepared driving through start-finish. Wayne Midden crosses the start-finish line at the end of their out lap. It's all about precision and speed in qualifying, and Doald Lambert is nailing both.
Let's see if they can put a good marker down.
Doald Lambert is driving through Volkswagen.
There's a spot near here where the teenagers sneak off to make out.
It's clear that JP Brand is pushing their car to the very edge of traction on this qualifying lap.
It's certainly exciting to watch. But let's not forget, the goal is to secure a good starting position for the race.
JP Brand is looking relatively composed going through back straight.
There's not much better than sitting near here and watching the cars speed by.
There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Peter Grobler has just completed a lap in 1:19.516. Let's see if they can improve on that time further. Peter Grobler appears focused and prepared driving through Castrol.
I have always loved this section of the track.
Henny Potgieter, RSCA, is up -0.18. Henny Potgieter, RSCA, is driving through back straight.
Spectators near here can smell the smoke wafting from nearby grills.
Joost Haystack is trying to find that extra performance.
Well, Carol, they'll need to find those extra tenths of a second by pushing just a little bit harder on the braking and carrying more speed through the corners.
Joost Haystack is looking relatively composed going through back straight. Richard Reshka is looking for ways to improve their consistency. It seems like Richard Reshka is struggling, currently 0.31 off their best pace.
Richard Reshke needs to refocus and start putting in the lap times we know they're capable of.
Richard Reshka appears focused and prepared driving through back straight.
There's not much better than sitting near here and watching the cars speed by.
Wayne Midden is trying to find that extra performance.
Good question, Carol. It's all or nothing now. They need to stay focused, hit their marks, and extract every ounce of performance from that car to move up the grid.
Wayne Midden is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 1.27 seconds down. Fonta 77 is up -1.12. Fonta 77 has some work to do as that 121.127 is only good enough for 12th. Joost Haystack is looking for ways to improve their consistency.
Every driver needs something different, Carol. Some drivers excel when they push harder, while other drivers benefit more from relaxing and being in a flow state.
Joost Haystack is driving through kink.
I have always loved this section of the track.
Richard Reshka is trying to find that extra performance. Richard Reshka will be happy having put themselves into first in this qualifying session. duo Lambert is looking relatively composed going through Sabat. Wayne Mitten is looking for ways to improve their consistency.
Well, Carol, they'll need to find those extra tenths of a second by pushing just a little bit harder on the braking and carrying more speed through the corners.
It seems like Wayne Mitten is struggling, currently 0.63 off their best pace.
Wayne Mitten is likely taking a deep breath to try and refocus their efforts.
It's been a challenging day for Jacobus Besson in qualifying. They currently sit in 11th position, which is not reflective of their true potential. With the session nearing its end, they'll need to push hard and extract every ounce of performance to improve their result. Jacobus Besson appears focused and prepared driving through Stanek.
Spectators near here can smell the smoke wafting from nearby grills.
It's been a challenging session for Peter Geldenhuys. They're currently languishing in 12th position, which is not where they had envisioned themselves. But in motorsport, anything can happen, and with their skill and determination, they might still turn things around. And there goes ALCH3MY07 RSZA, currently in position 6. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
You're spot on, Carol. ALCH3MY07 RSZA's current position of 6th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
Richard Reshka will be happy having put themselves into second in this qualifying session. A solid performance from Joni Geldenhuys as they currently hold position 10. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. Joni Geldenhuys is driving through back straight. Impressive work from Juan Van Zyl, who has claimed 9th on the grid. Now, the focus is on Juan Van Zyl has some work to do as that 119.788 is only good enough for 8th. dual Lambert. JP Brand will look to make a splash from the third position on the starting grid.
Another good start for the South African driver.
Taking the fourth spot is a Drupt Golf SRC.
A strong grid position, and they'll be expecting a solid result today.
Our fifth place starter, Peter Grobler, is poised to make a move towards the front.
And like many others, they are starting the race on the Hards tyre compound.
LCH3 My 07 RSZA is going to be starting from 6th. Wayne Midden will be looking to gain ground quickly as they start from 7th on the grid. Starting from the 8th position, Juan Van Zyl will need to navigate through the field to challenge for the win.
It's the Hards tyre compounds for Juan Van.
The starting flag has been waved, and the battle on the track begins. The opening lap is always intense, with drivers vying for an early advantage.
The drivers will need to be aggressive but also patient. They can't afford to make any mistakes if they want to stay in the running for a podium finish.
It's a delicate balance, Carl, but the best drivers know how to push the limits and make it work to their advantage.
It's never easy to drive that raises edge between perfection and disaster.
Talk about a rough beginning. Richard Reschke must feel like they've got the world's heaviest anchor attached to their car, dropping positions at the start. This is going to be one hell of a race. I can already feel it. Every lap is an opportunity for LCH3 My 07 RSZA to learn just a little bit more to shave a few tenths or hundredths off their times.
Let's hope everyone is able to stay focused for the challenge ahead.
It's been a solid race so far for Peter Grobler. They're holding their position and keeping a steady pace.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. Peter Grobler just needs to bide their time and wait for the right opportunity.
It's a close race between Dewald Lambert and Peter Grobler in 4th.
The only thing closer than Dewald Lambert to Peter Grobler right now is the paint on the cars. Talk about a close encounter.
What a move! Dewald Lambert has moved up to 4th. It's a thrilling pursuit as Peter Grobler is right behind Dewald Lambert, keeping the pressure on for 4th place. And Peter Grobler has just won the place from Dewald Lambert.
Go, 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 that's what we want to see.
The intensity is off the charts as Dewald Lambert pounds Peter Grobler, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit. Oh dear, Dewald Lambert has dropped down to 6th. Wayne Midden is on a mission, chasing Henny Cockfighter, RSCA, who's desperately trying to stay ahead. Superb driving from Wayne Midden, who with that overtake has gained a position in the race.
Impressive. Wayne Midden is really showing their skill and determination out there.
The action is heating up here as Juan Van Zyl is in 8th, defending from Jacobus Basson, who is only 0.3 seconds away.
Jacobus Basson is certainly pushing all they can, but the gap might just be too much. Unless Juan Van Zyl makes a mistake, it looks like they'll hold on to 8th.
It looks like Jacobus Basson is pushing hard to catch up to Juan Van Zyl. That's not a small gap, but Jacobus Basson has what it takes to challenge for the position.
Indeed, the anticipation is high as Jacobus Basson tries to reel in Juan Van Zyl. But Juan Van Zyl is not making it easy, maintaining a consistent pace. Jacobus Basson needs to find a little extra speed.
Braking development. That won't be ideal for JP Brand. This is where the race gets really interesting. My Drup Golf SRC is closing in on LCH3 RSZE. This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Peter Grobler will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops.
That's right, Peter Grobler in fourth knows they have to push to the limit if they want to catch up. But a Drup Golf SRC is no slouch, and they're going to be pushing just as hard.
Braking development. Looks like Jackal is coming into the pits early. Now is that to serve a penalty, or have they picked up some damage during the start?
That's not where they want to be right now.
A Drup Golf SRC is braking development. Looks like Jackal is coming into the pits early. Now is that to serve a penalty, or have they picked up some damage during the start?
That's not where they want to be right now.
Oh, this is getting intense. LCH3 RSZA is just a few car lengths behind JK Brand.
One important aspect here is choosing the right braking points. LCH3 RSZA needs to be precise to avoid overshooting and losing valuable time.
A Drup Golf SRC appears to be trying to find a way round LCH3 RSZA. They could make a move on them and start finish. A brilliant maneuver from a Drup Golf SRC, who has just moved up the field.
You can't argue with results like that.
Braking development. Looks like Jackal is coming into the pits early. Now is that to serve a penalty, or have they picked up some damage during the start?
That's not where they want to be right now.
This is what racing is all about, folks. Three fearless drivers pushing their machines to the absolute limit, inches apart.
Absolutely, Carol. The slipstream plays a crucial role in these battles. The drivers are using every trick in the book to gain an advantage while constantly evaluating when to make their move.
Peter Grobler is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. These drivers are walking a razor's edge between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely, it's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car to its limits without crossing the line into reckless driving. That's where experience and skill come into play. Peter Grobler needs to focus if they want to make a move and pass Henny Popeater, RSZA.
The pursuit is on. Juan Van Zyl is closing the gap on Richard Reshka, determined to claim P5. This is a thrilling battle as Peter Grobler edges closer to Henny Popeater, RSCA, in their fight for P8. The race is really heating up. Wayne Midden is hunting down Fanta 77 with everything they've got. Duold Lambert has the pedal to the metal, chasing Jacobus Basson. Richard Reshka is giving it their all as they chase down Duold Lambert in P4. This is what high-octane racing looks like. Peter Grobler is breathing down the neck of Henny Popeater, RSCA, not giving them any room to relax. Incredible. Jacobus Basson is caught in a fierce battle, with Richard Reshka breathing down their neck 0.1 seconds away, and Duold Lambert just ahead with a gap of 0.2 seconds. It's a test of their racing skills. The crowd is on its feet as Richard Reshka chases down Jacobus Basson through Castrol.
This is what separates the good from the great. the ability to stay focused and perform under pressure.
It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while. Things are heating up as JP Brand tries to close the gap to LCH3My07 RSZA.
JP Brand is looking to close the 0.4 second gap and make a pass.
Every move counts now as Jacobus Basson works to reel in Richard Reshka and overtake for P4. JP Brand is running second. They are trying to catch LCH3My07 RSZA.
The gap between them is now just over 0.3 seconds.
Hold up, breaking info. Now I may be wrong here, but I'm not sure that's the racing line. Looks like JP Brand is really pushing it to the limit. They're taking those curves aggressively, but that can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's all about maintaining that fine line between speed and control.
Henny Potgeiger, RSCA, is on a mission, chasing Fanta 77 who's desperately trying to stay ahead.
That driver is really pushing the limits. They're riding the curbs and pushing the car to its limits.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this. This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. Henny Potgeiger, RSCA, is chasing Fanta 77 in P11. The battle for one is heating up as JP Brand tries to catch LCH3My07 RSZA in P1.
It's all about finding the perfect opportunity. JP Brand needs to stay patient and wait for LCH3My07 RSZA to make a mistake.
The gap between Fanta 77 and Henny Potgeiger, RSCA, is razor thin as they vie for 11th in this nail-biting contest.
The chase between Fanta 77 and Henny Potgeiger, RSZA, is like a high-speed game of tag only. The stakes are much higher.
Oh, this is getting intense. JP Brand is just a few car lengths behind LCH3My07 RSZA. Oh, this is getting intense. Wayne Midden is just behind Joost Haystack. Big gains for Wayne Midden as they move up the field, leaving Joost Haystack behind. The pursuit is on. Joost Haystack is closing the gap on Wayne Midden, determined to claim P9.
It's a game of strategy now as Joost Haystack hunts down Wayne Midden. Yes, it's all about choosing the right moments to push and when to conserve energy, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike.
This is a thrilling battle as Fanta 77 edges closer to Henny Potgeiger, RSCA, in their fight for P11. It's an intense battle for position as JP Brand tries to outmaneuver LCH3My07 RSZA. This is edge of your seat racing. As we come into the final moments of this epic race, LCH3My07 RSZA is in the lead. Can they stay calm and bring home the bacon?
They'll be the ones celebrating at the finish line.
It's all over. LCH3My07 RSZA has claimed victory in this race with a stunning drive that will be remembered for years to come. Clearly at the top of their game right now.
What a result for LCH3My07 RSZA. They'll be absolutely thrilled with that performance, and rightly so. They really put in the work and it's paid off in spades.
JP Brand takes second place with a fantastic race. What a race from Duald Lambert, showing their skill and determination for a great third-place finish.
What a drive, well-deserved spot on the podium with that performance.
Richard Reschke, Jacobus Besson, Juan van Zyl, and Adrupgolf, SRC. Claim 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Followed by Peter Grobler, Wayne Midden, Joost Haystack, and Henny Potgieter, RSCA, in 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. 12th and 13th sees Fonta 77. In second place, we have JP Brand.
It's like they're on the outside looking in, close enough to see the front without actually being there.
Starting from the third position on the grid, we have Duald Lambert. On the fourth grid slot we have Richard Reschke.
Richard Reschke will be expecting to bring home solid points.
Jacobus Basson lines up in fourth place as the engines rev and the race begins. As the green flag drops, keep an eye on Juan van Zyl starting in fifth position.
Putting the TC2000 Renault 19 1997 into prime position for the race.
From the middle of the pack, we have a Drupp Golf SRC in sixth place on the starting grid. The moment we've been waiting for has arrived. The green flag is waving and the race is on.
This is where the driver's true abilities will be put to the test. Staying calm and collected while pushing for the lead is the ultimate challenge.
The drivers are jockeying for position. JP Brand will be looking to get off to a good start and consolidate their position. There's some intense battling throughout the field as everyone is feeling out the drivers around them. Is there a better sight than a field of elite racing drivers battling for position?
The race isn't won in the first turn, but there have been plenty that have ended their career.
Settling into a rhythm is going to be crucial here.
What a beautiful day for racing here at Killarney International Raceway. This is going to be good to watch.
There's not much to report on from Peter Grobler at the moment. They're just keeping their head down and putting in consistent laps.
Sometimes that's all it takes to secure a good result. Peter Grobler just needs to stay focused and avoid any mistakes.
Peter Geldenhuys is placed 11th at the moment. This is where the race gets really interesting. Richard Reschke is closing in on JP Brand. Juan van Zyl wants to find a way around a Drupp Golf SRC.
To achieve anything in this game, you must be prepared to dabble at the boundary of disaster.
It's a battle out there. Each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other.
If Henny Pockleater, RSZA, gets any closer, they might as well ask Juan van Zyl for a piggyback ride.
It's looking good for Henny Pockleater, RSCA, who has gained places and put some distance between themselves and Juan van Zyl.
Absolutely, Carol, but there's still a long way to go in this race, and Henny Pockleater, RSZA, can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep driving with intensity and focus.
Things are going according to plan for JP Brand, who hold up, breaking info. Now I may be wrong here, but I'm not sure that's the racing line. Juan van Zyl could be looking for a way up the inside of a Drupp Golf SRC. A setback for Stop the Press, and Juan van Zyl in 8th is coming into the pits, and that might be to serve a penalty. This is getting exciting. Duald Lambert is looking for any gap that might open up the position. Peter Geldenhuys has just dropped the ball. Duald Lambert didn't waste. Breaking news, folks. Things don't look to be going Peter Geldenhuys' way, as already they are into the pits. Dual Lambert is giving it their all as they chase down Wayne Midden in P9. Breaking news, folks. Things don't look to be going Peter Geldenhuys' way, as already they are into the pits. Looks like Wayne Midden is coming into the pits early. Now is that to serve a penalty, and have they picked up some damage during the start? They're going for the same piece of tarmac. Sparks are flying as they battle for position, daring each other to breaking news, folks. Things don't look to be going Peter Geldenhuys' way, as already they are into going to do much to improve their chances in this race.
Certainly not where they want to be at this stage in the race. Fast for sure, Carol.
Lining up in 8th is Peter Grobler. Our 9th place starter, Wayne Midden, is a driver who knows how to make up ground on the track. Sitting in 10th is Joost Haystack. Starting from 11th on the grid is a decent position for Henny Potgieter, RSCA, all things considered.
They're a fighter, and they won't give up until they've crossed the finish line.
Jackal may have a bit of work to do starting from 12th on the grid. Peter Geldenhuys is in a solid position starting from 13th on the grid.
Peter Geldenhuys won't be too disappointed at 13th.
Seems like LCH3 07RSZA is getting in range of JP Brand.
If they get too close, they might end up taking the paint off.
Battle as Dual Lambert closes in on LCH3 07 RSZA.
This is where the mental game comes into play. Dual Lambert and LCH3 07 RSZA both need to stay cool under pressure.
Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed.
This is where every inch counts. LCH3 07 RSZA is pushing hard to close the gap on Dual Lambert. Absolutely, precision and control are key here. Knowing when to push and when to hold back can be the difference between winning and losing.
Every move counts now as Richard Reshka works to reel in LCH3 07 RSZA and overtake for P3. The pressure is on for Wayne Midden as they try to catch up to Jacobus Vasson.
The gap is 0.3 seconds now. Wayne Midden is going to have to work a bit harder to close that gap with Jacobus Vasson.
Joost Haystack seems to be putting the pressure on Peter Grobler.
And if you're enjoying the racing, please remember to like and subscribe.
Dual Lambert is running second. They are trying to catch JP Brand.
Don't forget the role of aerodynamics. Dual Lambert should use slipstreaming to their advantage and close the gap to JP Brand.
It looks like Richard Reshka is all over LCH3 07 RSZA. I think they are going to press them through Malmesbury Straight and try and press for a mistake.
For sure, Carol, that's exactly what I would be doing here, as LCH3 07 RSZA is going to be aware of them riding their bumper. If you don't push the boundaries, you will never know where they are.
Things Things are heating up as Wayne Midden tries to close the gap to Jacobus Basson. Juan Van Zyl appears to be trying to find a way round Peter Grobler. They could make a move on them in start-finish. The race is really heating up. JP Brand is hunting down Duald Lambert with everything they've got.
The gap between them is just over 0.4 seconds, which can feel like miles if you're trailing and not catching up.
No room for error here. Richard Reschke is breathing down the neck of LCH3907RSZA, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move. It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce.
It's a battle of nerves now. Jackal and Peter Grobler are both pushing hard, but need to
Hold on a second. This is a disaster for commentator Annie in the TC2000_escort V_1997 coming into the pits and isn't going to do much to improve their chances in this race.
Certainly not where they want to be at this stage in the race. Fast for sure, Carol.
It's a game of inches now as Richard Reschke tails LCH3907RSZA closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake. The tension is building as Jackal trails behind Peter Grobler. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Peter Grobler is pushing to maintain the lead, while Jackal is working to close in and challenge for the position. The battle for three is heating up as Richard Reschke tries to catch LCH3907RSZA in P3.
The gap between them is just over 0.3 seconds. Can Richard Reschke close that gap and get back in range? I can't see it happening at this point.
Coming into Malmesbury Straight, the fight for 8th is heating up. Neither driver wants to be the first to blink.
It's going to be a close one. Peter Geldenhuys will have to push hard to create an opportunity.
It's a tale of two drivers right now, with Peter Geldenhuys gaining places and Juan Van Zyl losing them. Great driving from Peter Geldenhuys, who has just gained a place and moved up to 7th. It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Jackal trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Juan Van Zyl. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. It's a battle of wills out there, with Juan Van Zyl trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Peter Geldenhuys. Hold on a second. This is a disaster for commentator Annie in the TC2000__escort V_1997 coming into the pits and isn't going to do much to improve their chances in this race.
Certainly not where they want to be at this stage in the race. Fast for sure, Carol.
It looks like Jackal has been called into the pits. The crowd is on the edge of their seats as Juan Van Zyl in 9th chases after Peter Geldenhuys. The delta is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Juan Van Zyl needs to find a way to close the gap.
It's moments like these that make motorsports so exciting. We're witnessing a battle of skill and strategy between two great drivers, with Juan Van Zyl in 9th determined to catch up. But we know Peter Geldenhuys isn't just going to hand it to them on a plate. Juan Van Zyl is going to have to take it. It should be an interesting battle to watch as long as they can close that gap.
This is what it's all about, folks. Peter Grobler is in hot pursuit of Wayne Midden, who's just trying to stay ahead.
You know what they say, keep your friends close, and your racing rivals even closer. Looks like Peter Grobler is taking that advice to heart today.
Hold on a second. This is a disaster for commentator Annie in the TC2000__escort V_1997 coming into the pits and isn't going to do much to improve their chances in this race.
Certainly not where they want to be at this stage in the race. Fast for sure, Carol.
Duald Lambert wants to close that gap with Richard Rushka.
And they are poised to capitalize on any mistake. It's just a matter of who cracks first.
Things are heating up as Peter Grobler closes in on Wayne Midden. The gap between them is down to practically nothing. Looks like Dewald Lambert is really pushing it to the limit. They're taking those curbs aggressively, but that can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's all about maintaining that fine line between speed and control.
The pursuit is on. Peter Grobler is closing the gap on Wayne Midden, determined to claim P5. Oh my, Dewald Lambert is hot on the tail of Richard Rushka. As they come into kink, I'm sure they may have a cheeky peek up the inside. It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Peter Grobler, who is currently in P6. But Wayne Midden is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Peter Grobler. Richard Rushka has the pedal to the metal, chasing Dewald Lambert.
It looks like they have the speed to make a move. I just hope they have the patience to do it cleanly.
It seems like Richard Rushka is struggling. Their last lap time was a bit off the pace of Dewald Lambert. It looks like Peter Grobler is pushing hard to catch up to Wayne Midden. That's not a small gap, but Peter Grobler has what it takes to challenge for the position.
Absolutely, Peter Grobler in 6th will need to be patient and carefully work to reduce that gap without overdriving it, as they can't afford to take unnecessary risks and risk an awful damaging their car. Let's see if they have what it takes to get back into the game here.
Dewald Lambert wants to get into Richard Rushka's slipstream. A great moment for Dewald Lambert, who has just gained. Hold on a second. This is a disaster for commentator Annie in the TC2000__Esport V_1997 coming into the pits and isn't going to do much to improve their chances in this race.
Certainly not where they want to be at this stage in the race. Fast for sure, Carol.
Look at that. Dewald Lambert is hot on the tail of Peter. Hold on a second. Oh dear, Peter Grobler has had an incident. Peter Grobler is pitting. A solid performance from Ernest Heather, who is holding down 9th. What a move. Ernest Heather has moved up to 8th. This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Dewald Lambert will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops. What do you think, Carl? Are there any specific factors that could lead to a driver losing concentration during a race?
There are several factors, Carol. Fatigue, stress, changing track conditions, or even issues within the team can all contribute to a lapse in concentration. It's essential for drivers to stay mentally resilient and adapt to these challenges.
The race is heating up as Dewald Lambert in 6th closes in on Richard Rushka. The gap is just over a second, and I'm sure they are going to do everything possible to try and close the distance. They're not giving up without a fight. It's all about consistency for a Drup Gulf SRC, who is currently second. The delta between Duald Lambert in 6th and Richard Reschke remains over a second, but Duald Lambert is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close that gap. There's 12 minutes left in this session to make that happen. Wow, JP Brand is really pushing hard in these final moments of the race.
You got this, keep your cool.
The leader has just finished the race. A fantastic result for JP Brand.
What a display of skill and precision.
Impressive second place finish for a Drup Gulf SRC. Excellent focus from Wayne Midden to secure a fantastic third place on the podium. Peter Geldenhuis, Richard Reschke, Duald Lambert, and Juan Van Zyl end in 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Ernest Heather and Joost Haystack take 8th and 9th. Jacobus Basson in 10th.